Hello, everybody. Gamora. Welcome to episode 5 of our Hyperlight Drifter game. You'll notice things are a little different here tonight. I'm not quite sure what time it is. It's in fact
Time
very
zone.
bright out. Yeah, right. What is time? Time dot is. Um, we are playing Hyperlight Drifter thanks to the wonderful Metal Weave Games who is sponsoring this show. Andreas, thanks for helping us out with everything, especially with understanding the rules and the lore and tying it all together. This is the tabletop role-playing game that is based off of the video game Hyperlight Drifter. We are pre-recording these episodes because it's the holiday season and schedules are just PogChamp right now, just wrecking everybody. So this was kind of the way that we were able to have our good final send-off. We're recording 2 episodes today. So this is episode number 5. And before we just jump right into it, let's go ahead and meet everybody. Go ahead and let folks know who you are, where they can find you, and who you are going to be playing, starting with Nemo.
Oh, that's me. I forgot my character's name. All right, she's not squeaking right now. Hey, I'm Mo. I go by they, she pronouns. And I'll be playing Nemo, a canine wayfinder. They, them pronouns.
Excellent, excellent. And moving on to the middle of the screen, Banzai, what about you? Who are you playing?
Hello. My name is Banzai Baby. I play Finn, who is a hold on. Read back. I am she, her. I play Finn. That is also she, her. That is a otter delver. Otterfolk delver.
Ooh. And last but not least, our wonderful Elalla. Who are you playing, Calamity? Who are you and who are you playing, I should say?
Oh yeah, I'm Calamity. Calamity Darling. You can is like what I go by. She they pronouns. I'm playing Elalla, who also has she they pronouns. My Fiddick Fox Versifer, Disney princess doesn't know what's going on.
Yes, very nice. Love it. I'm so excited that we're going to be playing. My name is Gnome. I am the narrator for today. What's really cool about this game is that you don't even need a narrator in the tabletop version, which is what we're playing. You can choose that everybody can actually be the collaborative narrator for this game, but we felt it would be a little easier since we're all kind of learning the game here, and to just have the sole role of a narrator hanging out with us today. So that's my job, and I'm gonna offer this like I offered all the other times. A free reroll, either for the whole group or for an individual. That's up to you. Who wants to do a recap, or do we want to collectively do a recap?
I mean, I got notes, so I'll fill in the holes if anything.
Oh, cool. I say collective recap.
Yes, collective.
Who
We're a
wants to
team.
start?
Oh heck. Are we starting like at the very beginning? Or
just last episode?
Yeah, or last episode, whatever you want. I mean, sometimes things are, if you want to go back that far, it helps to refresh what we had just done, which was really just a couple of weeks ago. So
we are a bunch of drifters who have kind of banded together to help out this town. There was a big boom. And then there was also a request to see why they were having water issues. So we have quested to kind of find both of those. We figured out about the big boom. That got solved. It was awesome and also very sad, but it was great. And now we're kind of continuing our exploration to find the water situation.
And then afterwards, as I roll the ball, continue. We traveled many leagues and far into the forest, discovering that maybe we should be better at rolling when we have to do checks for visiting people and talking to people. But we got in clutch. We ended up finding these weird things called humans, furless things. They're very furless humans, and they told us of their tales and their trials and tribulations, and And then yeah, we were all deemed as warriors, brave folk in their eyes, and we continued our journey to figure out what's going on with the water. What is the water source?
Yeah. But while we're on these travels, because that was night 3 when we met the humans. Night 1, Nemo taught Elalla how to start fire,
Yes.
and Finn found a robo badger hole and got bit.
Yes.
And then on night 2, it was colder and wetter. Elalla fell into the snow and it was extra damp, and we didn't start the fire. Oh, you didn't start the fire.
Yes.
That's all my notes. That's all I got.
Perfect. Nailed it.
I think the last part then is that we came across this dilapidated structure with a very sketchy bridge, and we went nope, and decided to dig under the very sketchy bridge.
Oh right, yeah, we went like
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Back
then,
passage.
and then we found a hidey hole and stayed in the hidey hole because the hidey hole was safe. Safe hidey hole.
That Finn found.
Yeah. I dig.
Yeah. Well, that's everything that happened so far. So great job on that. You each get a reroll to be used as needed whenever you would like for this particular episode. And we're gonna go ahead and start with the warming flame of a fire, perhaps started by Elalla with the assistance of Nemo, and it is illuminating this room, the safe haven. If you had wanted to rest, can you hear the cat?
Oh no! I
Oh,
saw the dog pull the blanket.
just pulling the blanket. First, I saw like the whole cage move, and then like the blanket just started
Sorry.
leaving.
I just realized it was on screen. I was like, well, okay. She's done with it now. She pulled it halfway out. She's like, I'm done.
Oh, so cute.
Sorry, continue. No.
It's good. Fun fact, a lot of us have brand new pets, so it's going to be an episode, y'all, so just bear with us. Yeah, new pet, sick pet. The flame is warm, and it illuminates this kind of like hollowed out room, or a cavern more so. It looks like it was creature made. Something has dug into it, and it is just lit with this soft glow from your fire. Is there anything that you would like to talk about or like to do at this time? We are technically in the exploration phase, but you could also go into some downtime actions if you would like. Whether you want to, you can buff, like prepare your weapon, which is pretty cool, so that increases weapon damage. You can create things like a personal deflector. You could encourage folks. There's a bunch of different things that you could do. If you wanted to cook, if you had food, you could make trail mix, which is cool because when consumed, it allows you to recover 2 health or 2 energy. So there's a bunch of things you can do right now. This is a safe room. Nothing bad can happen here.
Is anybody hurt by any chance? Does anybody have any points down?
My energy's a little down.
Like how many?
3 down.
I will go ahead and attempt to do healing remedy, which is a 1 down time. Basically, this is why I've been gathering as we go along, filling my pockets of many trinkets other than rocks, shiny rocks. And I believe that is... do I have to roll for the healing? Because it says using ingredients, you can craft various remedies and ointments to cure various sicknesses.
No, you've made whatever salve, or like, I mean, if you want to go ahead and describe to us what this looks like and how you prepared it, I'm all for it, but this does not require a roll.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead. You can see that Finn is pulling out various little like jars, like tiny jars of things that she's scuttled away in her many pockets, and sniffing them and then pushing them into like another bowl and mashing them together. Just kind of sniff, mash, sniff, question, throw out if it smells bad, and then put more things, smash, 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 and then goes over to Elalla, be like, here, in this like very strong, earthy smelling green paste.
Oh, what is it?
It's all the things that I know makes like it points to wherever you're hurt, like makes the pain go away.
Oh, sure. Do I just sort of spread it?
Just like just spread it.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know how much it actually heals.
Oh,
Ooh, let's see. I've got my rule book open. And what was it called one more time? I'll just try to search.
Healing remedy.
Healing. Oh no.
Oh, I might actually not heal. It might just be like it's not gonna get festered into something bad.
Let's call it, because you've prepared it with the one slot. You've gathered ingredients from before. We're gonna treat it kind of like break bread. So you can recover 3 health or 3 energy.
cool. I will recover 3 energy. Thank you. That does feel a lot better. Thank you.
You're welcome. Also, if it gets itchy, just let me know. I'm just saying that could be an issue, but it's okay. It's most likely not. Just
Okay.
I should have probably told you that before. It's just fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right. Is there anything anyone else would like to do during this downtime?
Puppy. I could see it in the mirror.
I know, right? It's so cute. We can see it. Unfortunately, the audience can't, because I have it like
Oh,
cropped,
no.
like just out of frame. It's adorable. Oh my gosh.
It's very cute.
I just keep seeing little
Such a
puppy
cute
tail.
hmm
Sorry.
No, you're super good. I'm lucky because Eris is here, so Eris can take care of the cat and the dog while they're doing their thing. But if nobody has any downtime stuff left that they would like to do, we can continue on with the exploration delve. Which, again, if you're tuning in for the first time, this is an interesting episode for you to jump in on. Go check out on the Metal Weave Games YouTube channel and watch the first 3 episodes so you kind of understand the mechanics a little bit more. But we get to roll a die. And who would like to be the first person to roll off on exploring through this tunnel? Oh, you're ready.
Oh, I want to see it, but actually, I don't know. I've been terrible at these. So good luck.
Boss encounter, first roll.
17. Oh, Jesus.
17. No. 17 is... Oh, we roll on the next table. Okay, so nothing happens. We go to the next list. So I need you to roll a d20 once more. What's interesting... Oh, okay, 20 is still a safe place.
Okay, hold on. 5.
Whew. Okay.
Oh.
So 1
Wait.
through 4 was a boss or mini boss. So you're lucky. This is going to be... I think I know what I'm going to do with this. As you're kind of walking through this tunnel, you come across a door. Clearly, this tunnel has been used before, probably by maintenance by the folks who built this, because if we remember, it's kind of like a moated area. It's like this kind of, like you said, dilapidated building that's surrounded by water. So you currently were trying to get through like this maintenance passage underwater, but there was a cave-in. You were able to find this other passage where it was safer, and it has led you to a door. Now, the door is unlocked. It looks like it's been broken into before. And let's see. I'm going to roll a 1d4. 4 doesn't count. Because we're going to see who this impacts. On my screen, it goes Mo, Banzai, Calamity. So Mo 1, Banzai 2, Calamity 3.
Okay.
That's a 2. Oops. I know, right? Ooh, what's going on? The door is heavy, as if made of lead or another type of just heavy metal material. And you open the door, it takes a little bit of huff to get it open. And as you do, the lights are already on inside. There is a camp already made. There is a flickering of a dying fire, and someone, it looks like, is sleeping. No, they're not sleeping. You can see their eyes open. Finn, do you remember when I had you create some NPCs, some characters from your background?
Yes.
Who do you recognize?
Oh, hold on. I have to think of all the NPCs that I had.
Pull up that list.
Oh, I got.
I know, I don't
the
even
list.
have the
Let me-
list
let me
open.
pull up the
I'm like
list.
trying to find them. Like, oh gosh, I don't know where I put the list.
I have it. Let me. I got. Oh. Because I have 2. Actually, it's actually Acer. So I don't know. Do you want me to go ahead and describe Acer?
Oh yes, please. So that this Acer, you currently see kind of like huddled under blankets. They don't look very well right now.
Oh, Acer is just this big, like, kind of imagine like a old kind of crotchety junkyard dog that you would have that's like just big and gruff, and like maybe it's got a couple of like missing hair bits everywhere kind of thing, scraggly. Ace, why does it have to be Acer? Acer is just not the nicest of people.
You're
At
the
least
one who
to
picked
me.
him out the list.
Yeah, because the other 2 don't make sense to be here. But yeah. Oh, I just, I mean, at least he still pays me. At least when I bring him stuff, is just a scrapyard person who's just like, yeah, I'll take your things. But I don't know. Sometimes there's people that just don't get along for no reason, and Finn's gonna kind of step back a little bit, and like maybe like, oh, is oh, Acer, is that you?
What? Who's there? He
It's
kind of like
Acer.
shuffles around and tries to sit his old bones up. Looks to the lot of you. What are you doing here?
Hey, Acer. It's nice to see you again. Away from wait, no, hold on. What are you doing here? Don't you just like usually just stay with your stuff and things like that? Not that I'm trying to accuse you of anything. I'm just asking.
That's my business. What are you doing here? You shouldn't be here. It's dangerous.
No. I was given a mission. Me. See, they gave us a mission to help the town.
He kind of get like, he's got those like heavy brows, right? That kind of make it look like you can't see his eyes, and one of them like lifts up, because he's just got like that droopy face, right? And he just like lifts up the one brow. You could finally see like his kind of, his eye. It's kind of like yellowing. There's a little bit of cataracts going on there. Just like a good old dog, right? And he just kind of like looks at you suspiciously and just like. Somebody trusted you on a mission.
Yes, I am very reliable. I always bring you good quality stuff, very good quality stuff, and they knew I could bring. But it's not just me. It's not just me. I have my friends, Nemo and Elalla here, and stuff. But yeah, we are very important, right, Elalla? We're very important.
Oh,
Very
we've been
important.
doing some really cool adventuring things. It's been very nice.
And I think Nemo steps up and like puts a hand like on Finn's shoulder and just sort of like looks at Acer. Is that right? Is that the name?
Yeah, Acer.
Sorry, she got a paper towel roll. 1 second.
That is A-okay. It's so
Puppy.
freaking cute.
Oh no.
If only you all could see the background of this battle going on.
It's so precious.
No, I want to
The
be
trials and
Hey.
tribulations of new pet ownership. Please remember, folks,
Yes.
if you're going to get a pet, it's a lot of work. Be prepared, because you won't be
Be
prepared. when
You will never be prepared.
Especially if you get a young'uns.
Oh, yeah.
Young'uns.
Yes. Oh yes.
Young'uns.
Yep, for sure.
Oh,
Oh, and a sweet
Hello, little
baby.
bean.
Look
oh,
at
little
the
baby.
I think with the hand on Finn's shoulder, Finn, I'm gonna have you roll some sort of like charm.
Oh,
I think
It's-
this would be a social skill, so we don't have charm. Influence.
I do have
maybe?
social.
Yeah,
yeah.
you've got a social. Great. Let's go
Yes.
ahead and roll that, and I'll even give you advantage on it because you have assistance. Not that advantage is
okay.
a thing here, but you have assistance from 2 other drifters, which is kind of a big deal. So I'll let you go ahead and roll twice and take the highest roll.
Okay. All right. One's a partial success. That's a 12.
Okay.
And the other one, oh, nat 20.
Whoa.
Yes.
That's a
Oh,
bump.
this is
That's a-
great. Oh, I love this. All right. So with a natural 20, so that means that I believe you get a fortune. It is a full success. And this person who you have had working with, right? It was just a work relationship. They kind of just they look downtrodden. They look beaten. They look they look ill. They just don't look like they're normal. Like they're normally just not great looking, right? They just mean and grumpy. But like he just looks exhausted. And seeing the 3 of you kind of stand there in full delving gear with Finn, tiny Finn standing in the middle between 2 other drifters, 2 companions, 2 friends. I think he kind of drops, his shoulders drop, and Acer kind of looks down. I came to fix the water. My wife is ill, and no one else would be willing to come out here. So I stepped away. It was foolish of me. I'm old. I can't. My bones can't take this. It's cold. This is as far as I got.
I think in this moment, like that puffed up feeling like, haha, I'm standing up to this bully that not really bully, didn't really like, they just didn't have good interactions with, is really what it is. Finn kind of slouches a little bit, just realizing that, like, one, wow, somebody actually married Acer. Two,
Dang.
like,
Love finds a
wow,
way.
I just feeling really, really kind of bad. Like, this is supposed to be like my moment for a random, moment to just kind of takes off her scarf and like kind of goes over and like puts the scarf wrappings around, like, kind of like, or not really right away, just like, hey, Acer, do you mind? You don't have to accept this, but kind of makes motions to like wait for Acer to say, yeah, you can go ahead and do this.
I think you're used to like Acer just not even wanting to be touched. Like there's never a handshake. There's never just a kind greeting. He is just a mean old man. But he doesn't say anything in this moment, which is a strong indicator that he'll accept whatever help you're offering right now.
All right, I'll just kind of, kind of like, it's kind of larger than me, so it's going to take a little bit of effort to flip this over and like, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't know that you had a sick wife. Well, I mean, don't worry, because that's why we're here. We're here to help the town. This is the thing we're helping the town with. So you don't have to do it alone. And thank you. You did a good job. Were you the one who dug that hill? Or the hole?
I moved some rocks. That's all I can manage to do with these bones.
You did a good job and stuff, and kind of like doesn't know if they like, like, hey, I'm not gonna push your buttons, but I'm like, kind of, you did a good job, kind of like air pats, kind of, sort of, just like try to do that interaction just to be respectful, because I know the interaction,
But if I managed to make my way a little ways in, not far. I came back. It's too much, too many toads. Be careful. And he kind of like takes a moment. He's pawing around on the ground, like kind of like digging around some debris and pushing some of his own belongings. And he picks up this this kind of like bright purple. It looks like a big chunk of like plastic with some metal at the end. It looks like some sort of like key card, and in his big paw, it looks pretty small, but he lifts it up and hands it to you. Do you take it?
Oh, the key card? Yes. I will take it and thank him. Well, a thing for a thing. I have some. Just put some, like, a tea bag of the medicinal herbs that I have, and just kind of like give him like a bag pouch it. Boo said that this is good for a lot of ailments. Maybe it can help. Once we get the water back on, maybe you should brew it a little bit, like, it'll help.
And he just kind of like sits with the offering. And normally between the two of you there is an exchange, right? But you already initiated the exchange. He gave you something, and you gave him something in return. And I think he just kind of sits there for a moment. He's very much defeated. This is a very weak moment for him. And he looks to you finally, with both brows raised so that you can see his eyes. They're very tired. It's very, very tired. Finn, this isn't easy for me, but it's going to be dangerous in there. It was dangerous just trying to get here. And I underestimated you and your abilities. You always brought me quality items. So I'm sorry for everything. Be safe.
Thank you, Acer. You're not that bad of an old man. It just kind of like nervously chuckles.
He's kind of like, he gives you this look like, don't push it, kid, you know? Like,
I mean, I guess like Elalla, and Nemo. If you want to wait when we come back, we could help you back home.
I would be okay with that, yes.
all right. I can let you have a pick of the junkyard if you need supplies. Whatever you need.
Thanks. That'd be awesome. But first things first, we gotta get that water fixed.
And you head off to the next room. Who would like to roll?
I suppose I could roll.
Yeah, she's
Alright.
still in her getting up to shenanigans hour, so
That is
Shenanigans
A-okay.
hours. Oh my gosh, this is bringing back so many memories of like Nova when we got her. Okay, I got a 4.
Okay, a 4. Oh.
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 No.
No, it's fine. Just kidding. A 4 on the
no.
extended list is a boss or mini. Oh, plus a mini boss, not or. Also a mini boss. So you get both of them at the same time. This one, however, a 3 through a 6 is a delve feature. Now, delve features, we take time to pay attention to the facility itself, the environment, and perhaps what it once was. So I'm going to switch us over to the dungeon map, which I know y'all can't see on stream. But for those who are watching, let's see. I have a delve feature, and we will put it right here. So in this particular facility, we know that it is used to treat water. There's a water treatment facility. And as you move on to the next room, you are met with just the sound of groaning pipes, of water running, of all sorts of like steam. There are metal clanking and clinking all over the place as you kind of are in the belly of this facility. You could see these powerful, large pipes just moving up and down, up and down. Others are moving across, back and forth. You can hear the sounds from outside of the big mill, just continuing to spin because of the water of the river that is flowing through it. So even after all of these years, this facility is still operational. Who knows how long, or how old, I should say, how old this building actually is. Again, there's no writing anywhere. There's no indication of who created it. This has to have been before the unknown, before folk were even came to be, the creators of the Titans that we have seen. It is incredibly old machinery, and yet still operational. It is still trying to filter and cycle water. And you can kind of see some of these big pools as you are walking through on either side of you. And the water appears to be clear, to be clean. There doesn't seem to be anything, there's no corruption that's dripping into it. There doesn't seem to be like a bacteria or like an algae outbreak. The water looks Everything looks to be functioning as it should be in this particular room. And it is a marvel to look at, to even think that something as simple as a watermill on the outside is what's been keeping this facility alive for all of these years. You can look around and see the complex wiring all along the walls, just the different channels, the different breakers, everything that is operating, that is keeping the lights on in this building is all because of that mill, all because of that big wheel from the side of the building. It's quite incredible. Is there anything that you would like to do in this room?
I'm just marveling at the technology. That's
Yeah, I don't think Elalla's seen anything like this either. So we are just kind of like, whoa.
Yeah, it's if water had to be filtered, oftentimes you see folks using more natural remedies like stone or evaporation methods, things like that. But to see a machine doing this still is quite an incredible sight to see.
Is there a
Mhm.
I was gonna say, is there like a place where I can like go and like maybe observe the water a little closer?
Yeah, absolutely. There are like little
Okay.
walkways. Think of them like two large square pools on either side of
Okay.
you, and then there's like a couple walkways across each, clearly so that people can go back and forth to whatever different like operation stations that there may be. So yeah, you could absolutely go ahead and get closer to the water.
Okay. I think Alala kind of like takes a second and like kind of snaps out of it. It's like, okay, we're here for a reason. And notices the walkways, and so I think they're gonna kind of make their way over to one, maybe start walking very carefully on it and like bending down towards the water, to maybe see like the state of it right now. And you said it looks fine, right?
Yeah, it looks like clear, cool water. There doesn't appear to be any discoloration, or there's no debris. Even if you were to like look around to see if anything was dripping into it, you just don't not here. You don't see anything that could be causing an issue here.
um since it seems so well maintained, can I look just to look around, see if people have been repairing it over the years or if it's just been this maintenance? Because Acer said that there are other things down here. There are things that we have
Yeah.
to watch out for.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead and you can make a roll if you would
Would that be
like.
manipulate or exploration?
I would think that would be an exploration. If
Okay.
you wanted more so to check the technology, I would consider like a manipulation, because you're interacting with the tech. So that's
Oh,
kind
I
of
was.
up to you. It can go either or.
I think we'll go ahead and go with manipulate just because it just to see if like this has been just maintained at all.
Sure.
Um. Ooh, 14, so partial success.
Okay. As you're kind of looking around at the tech, you can see that there's like a buildup of just like calcium deposits of whatever like minerals may have like dripped in just from like typical condensation when the seasons change in this area. And it doesn't appear that anybody has been here in a very, very, very long time to take care of the machines. The machines themselves were just in good enough condition that they're still operational. And now maybe another 1,000 years, that buildup will become too much, and they won't be able to function anymore. But they do seem to be working and operating a-okay.
I'm gonna make note to maybe like with a bunch of other other folks to come down here eventually. Yeah, just in my head.
Yeah.
So you said the water looks fine. I think Nemo's gonna like stoop down next to the water and like probably stick a hand. I don't know what they've got.
Big old paw.
Yeah, and then like feel it, and then like give it a sniff, and then like if anything, just like lick a finger just to give it a taste and see how it is.
The water tastes great. Very refreshing. As far as you can tell, even with Elalla having looked as well, if there is a problem with the water, it's not because of this room. The filtration system is working as it should be. Something else must be causing the toxicity level to go up on the water.
Everything seems fine here.
Just keep an eye open. Acer said that there's some things down here.
Oh.
And also show like Nemo and Elalla. Now they were a little bit. I got a key card. I think it's important, but or this thing.
Interesting. Yeah, hold on to that to see what else we could find. Should we go to the next room?
Oh, yes.
All right. Nemo, why don't you go ahead and make that roll for us?
All right, now that I've got to calm down a little bit. We'll see. Oh, shit. Pick that up later. That's a 9.
A 9?
Mhm.
Okay, so a 9 is going to take us to a challenge room. So this is something that the drifters must overcome. And I'm going to have you go ahead and roll again because there's actually another list. It will tell us the type of challenge room that this is going to be. I love tables. I love tables so much.
Makes things easier for us. Oh, that was
It
cocked.
does. And it's different every
6.
time. You got a 6?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Oh no!
Whoa.
Love that.
No, I'm super into this because we've had several like other character encounters, right? This kind of fits with the theme and something that you're kind of all good at. You make your way on to the next room. And you, before you is almost like another extension. There's a smaller pool here where you can see more like kind of cruddy water. So this must be like the intake room where the natural water comes in and then it goes through the filter. So it's a bit cruddy. It kind of smells very fishy in here. Not nearly as clean and pleasant as the other room. The door closes behind you with the tss, and the lights are still on. It does seem like somebody's here. There's definitely somebody here because these lights are still functioning great, or at least they're on. Somebody has to have turned them on, and you notice that there are bouncing between the pool, around the pool, inside the pool. There are 3 toad folk who are wearing these very colorful, like dyed furs. You don't want to know why they're wearing fur. You hope it's because of animals and not because of folk. And they are wet, they are slimy, they have these large warts that are kind of like throbbing and pulsating. They're greenish in color, and then these warts are kind of like a yellowy color. And they perk up as soon as the doors close, and they look over to you. one of them kind of like swinging its tongue around before it pops back into its mouth, and it kind of looks over to you, each of you, and goes, "Oh, Oris, looks like we got some adventures." What are you doing?
I think Nemo's like, just tentatively has their hand on their their sword in the hilt, just in case, and raises a paw and is like, "Good day. We're just coming in and checking in on the water."
Is it daytime? Oh, I don't know. It could be. I haven't seen daylight in weeks since we've been stuck here. I don't know what accent that is. You're just going to have to deal with it.
I love it. They'll change it.
They're kind of like cackling back and forth to each other, the three of them, and one of them kind of like picks up this piece of technology. It's just like this kind of like clunky metal part, and like with their tongue, it just kind of like tosses it over to the other one. Another like flips up to catch it and throws it back down to one of the others. It looks like they're playing a game.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? You stuck? Stuck? Did you say you've been stuck in here?
Oh, stuck isn't the right word. We're kind of forced to be here, but it's fine. We don't have to do any of the dirty work. We get paid. We get food. It's not so bad. We're just bored. Yeah, we're bored, Alice. Like another one, like kind of throws this, this chunky piece of metal, and again they're continuing this trio game.
Who forced you to stay down here?
Oh, the boss, of course.
And they are...
The boss? The boss is just the boss. Your boss don't have a name?
We don't have a boss.
Well, that's unfortunate. Who pays you?
We get work wherever we can from anybody that needs our assistance.
Well, you don't just stay with one employer your entire life.
No.
Where's
Why would
the
I do that?
loyalty?
I have loyalty to the people I work for at the time.
No, but then you just go and bounce around.
Yeah,
One
then when I come
job to
back,
the
they
other.
recognize the work I've done.
Our loyalty is to help people. Our loyalty is to people.
Loyalty is to people. So like the game kind of halts for a second. The toy just, or the chunk of metal just clunks off to the floor as it's like tossed to Horace, right? And he's kind of floating around in this pool. He takes like one leg and like folds it over the other. He's got one arm draped over over the ledge of it. You mean to tell me that at any time I could sever that loyalty and go do a different job than what I'm doing today?
Well, sort of. We have obligations, our own code that we sort of keep to, but it's always with a goal to help people. So as soon as a task is done, we see who else we can help. I think it's a general sense of loyalty to care.
To care? So you care about your work? Because we're supposed to be doing a bunch of other stuff, but I'm just bored.
Oh,
It's probably why the boss yells at us all the time.
What does the boss want you to do here? If you don't mind us asking.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, so let me tell them. Okay, so we're supposed to be taking this over here and pushing this button, and then we're supposed to be over here pushing these buttons, and there's just too many buttons to push. I don't care. Nothing happens to it.
There are a lot of buttons.
There's a lot of buttons.
Can I look at the buttons? Can I just see what buttons they are pressing? And
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to go ahead and roll a manipulate.
yeah. Ooh, not successful.
No.
Got a 6. Got
Ooh.
distracted by the toads and their weird argument of button pressing.
I like to call these the boomer toads. They're just boomers, basically, at this point.
That's solid.
The machinery in here is a bit more gunked up. There's just kind of like slime all over them, and you're not sure if that's partially because of the toad folk or because of who knows what. But there's definitely no corruption. None of you feel the corruption at all within this area. The machines look like they're supposed to be taking the water, filtering the water, and moving the clean water over into the next area. It's occasionally getting done, but there is a buildup, which is why you're getting that bacteria kind of building up in this particular room, and it smells kind of funky. Natural water does have a funky smell to it, but it's not quite like this. And they're sitting in it, like... Toads are being toads right now. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. But that does kind of seem to imply that whoever is in charge knows that these things operate in this way. Because if they're being told to push buttons, why would they be told to push the buttons? Why not just destroy everything? Or steal the parts, make something else. So that's kind of what you gather. Even though it there could be more to it. I know it's supposed to be a failure, but there's really, that's just what you see. That's what's there.
I'm gonna kind of side over to Elalla really quick because Finn kind of has an idea, but not really too sure. Or Elalla,
Yes.
do you think we could convince these toads to show us how to press the buttons and stuff?
Perhaps they don't seem to want to do it, so.
We should probably introduce ourselves too. I don't know.
Oh, that's a good idea. Well, we are here to just sort of see what's going on in here. I'm Elalla. This is Finn, and this is Nemo.
The three toads have kind of like, as you are kind of having your little huddle, they too are having this like little huddle and fake whispering. They're kind of mocking you all at this point, like to each other, and then you finally introduce each other. And they kind of like look to you, and Horus stands up a little bit taller in the water. Oh, Elalla, Nemo, and Finn. No boss.
No boss.
Well, I'm Horus, boss. This is Alice, boss. And this is Spike. And Spike's like a little smaller than all the other ones, and like their warts just kind of like collectively look like little spikes on the top of their head, and you can get that's where they get the name
I
from.
love that so much.
Definitely, it's definitely why they're called Spike. I'm not pulling these names out of my ass. It's fine.
No, of course not. Why would you do that?
Yeah, no.
No. Oh, it's very nice to meet you all.
Well, I guess it's the same. What are you doing here? It's kind of we're supposed to tell you it's off limits.
Oh,
Right? That's what we're supposed to do. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. It's off limits. You can't be here. That's also our job.
well, our job is to come and inspect it, to make sure everything's running smoothly in here.
Well, inspect. The boss didn't say that it was time for inspections.
Like I said, we're freelance and we're just coming in and doing our jobs.
Y'all are OSHA.
Oh, they were shrinking.
Oh no, Banzai.
I'm good. I just had to stop myself from.
Elalla, I need you to make a roll.
Oh, heck.
This is probably a
that's
social
fair.
roll. You are.
Yeah.
You're doing something.
Yeah. Trying to do something. Oh, heck. Okay. Ugh. 10 is a partial for me.
10 is a partial. Okay. Well, we don't see. You're supposed to show us your inspector badges. Otherwise, the boss says you can't be here.
Finn, can you show him, please? And I think Nemo's gonna tap like where they put their rock in their pocket.
I'm trying to think. I'm gonna pull out my second best rock, my favorite, like the second best. That one's personal because it was from my from Boo or Bo, from my guardian, and I'm just gonna flash it really quick. It's a very shiny metallic looking rock. Like, oh, this is ours. Boop. And then just flash it. You mean this one? Flash it and
Oh my gosh.
we are from what is the name of the
burrow?
the robot bear that we were?
Oh my gosh, what is her name?
What is Agbin?
Yeah, like not Abigail.
It's Agbin.
Ogben.
Agbin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ogbin.
There you go. I'm so glad you have notes on that. We haven't talked about her in a while.
Yeah.
And since October.
Ogbin sent us to inspect. Flash.
Yes.
Well. All right. The boss wasn't expecting you. Head that way. You need to meet with him, and then you'll get escorted around. Is this area good or?
We'll have to come back to it and make sure. But right now, since y'all are sitting in the water, we will have to make note of that. And I think Nemo's and I think Nemo turns to Elalla and be like, "Can you make note of that, please?"
Whips out the notebook and is like, yeah.
Like, it's supposed to just be a partial success, but with the actions of your companions taking charge, taking lead. In fact, this is what's going to determine whether or not they fully believe this shenan. Mo, I need you to roll me a lead. You got to roll a social.
Oh, geez. Okay. What is my socials? Okay. Well, okay. Okay. This is fine.
What do you have to beat?
So
So,
you get a free roll.
oh, I do have free roll. I'm
You
gonna
have
use
a
that free
free roll.
roll
Yeah.
because that was a 2.
Oh no!
That's a 10. That's right on the money. So I did 10 to 18 for mine.
Wow! Whew. Okay, that's okay. Partial success is still good enough. There's 3 of these goons that you had to fool, and right now they're kind of under your spell. The 3 of you are working so well in tandem that they just, why would they question it? You had the shiny badge. You've got the fancy notebook. You're telling people what to do, so clearly
I'm
there's
also
still
very
a
tall,
boss.
so like
Yeah, right. You tower over these little toad folk. They kind of like they kind of sink out of the water a bit, and kind of like shake, do like one of those little toad things, very cartoonish, and like shake their leg off to flick the rest of like the gooey water off onto the consoles. And now you kind of see why the consoles aren't as neat and clean as the ones in the other part of the facility are. But they go, all right, down that way, and to the left is where you'll find the boss, talk to the boss. Boss will do whatever it is that you need to do.
okay, thank you. And I think Nemo starts walking and like looks by the consoles and does like one of those finger wipe things. And does want to hit those and looks to Elalla like, take note.
You see 2 of them. You see like Spike like quickly like taking his tongue and just going like trying to like start like cleaning some of the areas.
Nemo's heading up that way, so
Ella's just kind of walking after Nemo, and they're gonna take like a big like show of like looking around, making like one last note, and then following.
I love it. I love it. That was you had rolled a social encounter. So that's I love these tables. I love these tables. That was your challenge. It was a social. Just a social.
and how do we beat it? Being Fantasy OSHA.
Yep, Fantasy OSHA.
Fantasy OSHA.
You know, this is the second game I've had Fantasy OSHA.
Oh no.
Yes.
No
we're
matter what
nailing it.
world you're in.
It's gonna be my brand from now on.
All right. Well, this kind of brings us back to each of you have picked up a room. Let me switch back over to the dungeon map. We had the character encounter, and we had ourselves a challenge room. We're spiking up over there that way, and let's see who would like to roll next. And are you heading where they said to go? If I flip back over real quick, there are 3 different doorways to go through. To the left would take you towards the boss, but there are 2 other doorways that you were not told to go through.
I feel like they're watching us, so we should go where they kind of said to go.
That's fair.
I'll go ahead and roll.
Okay.
But yeah, I think we might know what's wrong with the water source here, and we should probably let the person know.
Or they were aware of this and they're allowing it to happen.
But it's toxic. Would that make it toxic?
Yeah, you
guess
think? Yeah. It could be because of them. I mean, did you see the
Goop.
goo?
It was pretty gross.
But it's also pretty stagnant in there, so I don't know how much water is coming out of that area.
but the other room seemed pretty good.
It just seems when it got to stop there, that's where it. We'll have to figure this out.
I rolled a 17
A
again.
17. All right,
What?
we're gonna roll on the next table. Go ahead and roll again. A 20 means a safe place. Anything else is a different encounter.
Ooh. 10.
Ooh, a 10. A 10 is gonna bring us to another challenge room. So I'm gonna have you do another roll to determine the type.
Oh,
I love tables.
a 17 again.
Oh my gosh.
17.
Why are all the good rolls happening now? Gosh darn it.
Right? This one feels really fitting, though. The next room that you walk into after kind of like walking down this hallway, it's very much, again, like this, majority of this facility is kind of like underwater. It's submerged within the water. So like the doors that you go to are kind of like those like submarine doors, right? Where you have to kind of like spin them open the latch, go back in, and kind of close them back up. So so that like if, gosh forbid, there's a leak or a flood or something, they can quarantine that section, right? Wow, Finn, I think you're gonna love this room. As soon as you walk in, you just hear all of these beep beep boop boops, and the room is dark. There are no lights that illuminate it, except for the lights of all of the technology that makes this place operational. And you could just see almost like a flow of data, of information, just kind of like wave along the sides of like, it looks like a server room of some sort. And it's strangely beautiful with the blues and the purple and the pink lights that are just continuously illuminating. It is incredibly warm in here, though. Probably should have been kept in colder conditions, but for whatever reason, it's not. These probably won't survive too much longer with how heated and warm, almost steamy in this room. Yeah, you can all kind of feel it, the temperature difference, which should be cold. You are underground, underwater, should be cold, but it's not. It is an impressive room, though.
Buttons. I mean, do you? I mean, do you mind if I just take a look around, really quick? Elalla, can I like, can you shine this? Like, I'll just kind of be like, can you shine this over here? Because you have your shield. That's the yeah.
Yeah, my shield. Oh yes. Just kind of follow Finn around wherever she needs to go.
Yeah, can I do manipulate to kind of like, why is this room so hot? Is there something just not flowing where it should be, or something like
go
that?
ahead.
Just kind of to make the room temperature like get cool again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead and roll a manipulate.
Come on. Better give me a high number because you've been rolling high. Oop, hold on. Fell off the table.
Oh no.
I get a reroll, so I'm gonna use that reroll.
Oh no. That's fair.
Oh god, come on. Ooh, partial. So I got 14.
Okay. You absolutely know that a room that has this amount of tech in it should not get this hot. It's hot because whatever coolant likely isn't flowing in here, and you kind of like look around and you could see these clear tubes with this like almost like glowing, like you know the liquid in like a glow stick. That's kind of what it looks like, and they should be full, entirely full, but it looks like there's just like maybe a quarter of fluid kind of like pushing through these clear glass tubes, which is concerning because if things overheat, that means this area shuts down, and if this area shuts down, you can assume that whatever tech is assisting in the wheel, in that mill wheel, could shut the whole facility down, which the facility you saw was running okay, even with the tunes.
Oh, all right. Oh, uh, Nemo, Elalla, that should be full. This is bad. This is bad. We need to figure out how to fix this. This thing should be full, and if not, this broom is not going to last very long. That means, and if this room goes down,
Oh. Do you? And I think Nemo's starting to look around and maybe trying to find like a pipe and just trying to like zigzag to like maybe like a wall or an origin source or something, trying to make sense of the wires and tubes and techno babble that's in front of them.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not, I'm not even going to have you roll. It's when tech is set up the right way, you can follow the path of where different wires and stuff go. And this facility was set up, aeons ago, but it was done in a very well organized way. You are able to kind of like trace along the walls. You see like, it just kind of like the tubing moves up and down and kind of like wraps around other stuff. But it eventually leads to a wall where there's a panel. Would you like to remove the panel?
Yeah, I think once Nemo gets there, they'll try to either like pop it open or like use the tip of their blade to like shimmy it in and pop it open.
Okay. Yeah, and we watched Nemo pop that open, no problem. A little bit of brunt strength, but smart with the knife. Pops open, kind of clambers to the floor, and you can see this not super large, yay big, tank that is just really low on this fluid. There's a little crack along the bottom, and it's just kind of like dripping back into like the cutout that it's been sitting in. Well, it looks like it's been doing that for a while.
Do you know how to fix that?
maybe? And I'll try to like fiddle around with it again, to kind of, try to put something. So, could I then use my repurpose roll in this? The repurpose is like a feature that I have that when using a skill in a roll or a check, reduce the temperance by like 2.
Oh, yeah. This has kind of been Finn's thing, operating with technology. So yeah, let's go ahead. You can use that.
All right. So then my threshold will like go down by
Mhm.
2. So that'll be like if I have to get a 14 and above to get this.
Correct. If your normal is like a 16, then yeah, it drops down to the 14.
Please. Woo, 15.
All right, Finn.
Success.
So that's a full success. So that's a fortune success. So why don't you go ahead and describe how are you going to repair this thing?
So I guess the best thing that Finn will do, it's going to be a combo of like I'll see this problem and then I look to see if there's like scrap pieces or something like that to kind of finagle a patch up, a very like crude but serviceable patch up. Kind of like to make note, maybe I need to come back here with like actual proper tools, but it's serviceable. I'm not too sure about the liquid inside. I would say that like I'll be like, so it's like a serviceable patch up that's kind of got like as best as I could do it, and then maybe if there's like a puddle of the goop, the coolant goop in there, like before I fully patch it up, I kind of like is there an opening, a latch that I could just dump that other fluid back in?
Yeah, it's like on top. It's just like think of it like a gas can, right? And you just unscrew it and pour whatever fluid.
I try my best. It's not going to be perfect because I don't have the proper tools, but I'll try my best to kind of get the purest of the liquid without like super touching it because I don't know what it is. Like with like various different like scoops that I have in my pockets and kind of seal it as best I can with like a poultice scoop that I know will be a good temporary fix, but as I'm doing this, I'm hearing you hear Finn mutter like, "Oh God, this is gonna need bigger stuff. I need to go ahead and ask to get this piece." Mutter and mutter and mutter, and like just kind of like go through the steps of what this is and patching it up. More of like, "Oh God, this is the worst. This is a temper like." Making sure people do like it's working. I actually get more frantic because like Finn's like, oh my god, I can actually fix this, but I just don't have the tools to fix this. Yeah, so slightly going insane, but very excited to patch up this weird substance. But at the same time, I don't have the stuff I need for this. This is terrible. Crying inside because I know how to fix it. I just can't.
And I think Nemo's standing off the side, like, do you need anything? Like, and then like seeing like Finn just like be frantic. They're like, okay. It's kind of like when you ask mom in the kitchen, like if she needs help, and she'll like just like slap you out or something. You're like, okay.
Love it for sure. And
Yeah.
Finn, is now you're like your anxieties are more like in your head and more internalized right now. Even though you've patched it up, you can hear the cooling fans kind of like slowing down a bit, and just generally feel that like steaminess kind of dissuade. Like it just kind of dissipates a little bit. It's still going to be warm in here, but it's at least not critical anymore. You have successfully patched up and replenished at least some of the liquid coolant. And if you want to move on to the next room, I believe we're on Elalla or Nemo, either or.
Yeah. If we're going in order, then yes, me
Okay.
next. Okay, here we go. 6.
Ooh, 6. Okay. 6 is going to take us to what's known as a delve feature. I love that we're kind of getting a nice little mix of everything in here. I still want a lore room though. Lore is cool, but you have to like activate the one, get into the other chart, and then go on from there, and then roll another die.
Go ahead.
Tables, they're really fun. You open the only door that leads in to this other room. And it is perhaps something that none of you have ever encountered before. As the door opens and you close it behind you, the lights are already on, but the entire room is this massive circle of glass. You can see the river underneath. You could see the years of debris stacking up. You can see little technological creatures having called this place their home. You can see like barnacle type critters sticking to the glass, the water rushing from the surface. You see the little waves from the top. It is incredible that anybody could have engineered this type of feat in the middle of a massive river, and that it's still holding up now. There's a soft mechanical hum. It is gentle. It's almost lulling. It makes this room feel both calming, but also leaves you with a sense of just smallness. At any moment, the glass can break, and you could all be washed away by the roaring river. And yet you're not. You could see the fish swimming through little bits of debris here and there. You see the plant life that, although the surface is kind of raging, under the water is just gentle, almost soothing. Finn, in particular, there are stones that just kind of tumble. They are smooth and soft. Their edges soften because of the water. Nemo, you see things like other bits of technology, maybe parts of Titans, long lost in some battle from way back when. Elalla, there is trash that has kind of collected off to one side, and you can see the bindings of books, though their pages long washed away. It's an incredible room, something none of you have seen before, and one that would hopefully stick with you for a very long time, to be able to see something like this. Feel safe in it, feel, again, that sense of smallness, but then that reignited sense of purpose, that your actions can make a difference in the world. Which is what you're doing here. Which is what you're doing right now. Is there anything you would like to do?
Oh, definitely just starts maybe like frantically sketching as much as she can while they're in there.
Yeah. I think Nemo, they'll go like against the glass and like, put a gentle paw around it and just like make sure it's actually there and it's not sort of weird magic or anything like that.
Weird magic.
Yeah, your paw touches this glass, and it's smooth, a little dirty, a little dusty. Could definitely use a nice clean. The whole place could use a good clean. But it is cold to the touch, because it is cold and snowy and icy outside, and the water is just as cold. But it's almost a welcome coldness from being in that steamy room. And maybe you let your hand linger there for a minute, and you watch as these fish just kind of swim by, having no idea that this thing that you're standing in is an obstacle, or that you even exist. They just pass by.
Yeah, as soon as Finn waits for after Nemo touches it, and then gets excited if she sees that. Oh, okay. And then just like frantically, there's more smudges at the lower end of just like touch.
Does she just like put her face against it, like start like looking like a kid, like hello,
Press her nose up to it.
yeah.
Yes.
You just have a little nose print.
Like all
streaking
within
across.
a certain height.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As you all kind of look around this room, there doesn't seem to be anything in particular. This looks as though it's just a feat of strength, an observatory. You do notice that if you were to move towards the center, there is this walkway. And there is a button on the walkway. Would anybody like to push that button?
Ooh. I'm going to look at Nemo, then look at the button.
Are you looking for permission or looking to see like I'm gonna do it?
Permission, because it's just
Because you know how like I'm learning already when dogs look at you and they're still gonna do something, or cats, and like I want you to see this to happen. It's not like I'm asking for permission.
I just don't want to mess with too much, because this is very Nemo, what do you want to see what this does?
Yeah, I mean, if it's working right now, that'd be pretty good.
Could I do an manipulate just to kind of see is there a general hint of what this does on there?
Yeah, go ahead and roll manipulate.
Okay. Alrighty. 15, that's a partial.
That's a partial success. Okay. You, as you're kind of looking around, you're looking at the floor. You could see that the floor is a very thick metal, but there are lines and symbols all over it. The symbols don't seem to mean anything to you, but perhaps if you were to push the button, it may open.
Elalla, what do these scribbles mean? Oh, I think you're muted.
Oh, yep, I think you're muted. Sorry.
I'm sorry. No, I'm just
Oh,
kind of
there.
looking at him. I'm not quite sure. Because the pigeon. I'm not quite sure. I'm never sure how to say it. But it's mostly with conversation. But I think in one instance for the robot, we kind of used it also for reading.
Yeah, I'm super cool with just like communication.
Okay.
Just in general.
So yeah, I'm gonna kind of maybe try to find some pattern among them to give me some understanding of maybe what it's saying.
Yeah. As you kind of are looking over it, it's in a script in a language that you have not really seen before, but you can see kind of a repetitive pattern, and your general understanding of languages and how even ancient civilizations have communicated in the past. This is definitely meant to be opened, but it is some sort of just from like the symbols. You keep getting this like concept of like heart. Like this is heart, this is center, this is heart, this is heart. Perhaps meaning more like a treasure versus like an actual beating heart.
This. Maybe this room is the center of it. It's important. It sort of is like the heart, but not the beating kind. Like where everything else comes. Everything comes from this, in a sense. I think it's meant to be opened.
Kind of. Oh, okay. Nemo, what do you think? Should we talk to somebody first, or press the button?
Let's come back here.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get more information. If anything, we'll come back.
I think like, well, I'll make a quick note, like come back to this, and like draw a really like rudimentary sketch of the button.
All right. So without pushing a button, you continue forward. Nemo.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Oh,
Let's
boy.
go ahead and get that roll.
Oh boy. Okay. That's a 3.
That's a 3. Oh my goodness.
Does that mean what I think it means?
No, not at
Oh,
all. Nope,
okay.
nope. You're lucky on this one. On the extended roll, on the extended list, that's a 1 through 4. 1 to 2 is the boss mini boss on this one. You move through the next door into the next room, and it appears to be a continuation, almost like this figure 8, this loop of the room that you were already in. Again, you see these massive walls of glass, the river just roaring on by from the top, calm on the bottom. You are once again greeted with an identical walkway down the center, the metal plates on the floor, the same symbols, and a button off to the side. The room looks identical. There's another door further on ahead.
And I think Nemo's going to like look and just like raise a brow and just look at Elalla and be like, so does that say the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
Must means the two of them are connected somehow. But how?
Why would you need a room like this? It seems more like it's showing off. Like, what's its function? But if it's so important, if it's the heart, it must do something.
I guess we got to figure this out. And I think Nemo's going to look down at Fen. Do it.
Oh. All right. With that, I will go ahead and, well, first we'll kind of probably, I'll indicate the area that looks like this is where, like, something will move. Probably like be like, might want to stand to the side really quick. And very tentatively reach up and
Just a real quick one.
yeah, just a quick, like slowly, boop. Real quick.
Dramatic boop.
Right?
Should I roll a manipulate for this booping?
There is no manipulation needed. This is a delve feature. You rolled 2 in a row. Delve features are things in the environment that are in this case this building that help the facility function or give a little bit of more information as to what its purpose was. And for a moment after the boop boop of the button, the ground starts to tremble. And you can hear the groaning of perhaps a steam room, some sort of mechanical sound. It is just crank, 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 crank in the background. The ground very slowly begins to part. And for a while, you don't see anything as the ground keeps splitting. But if you were to peer over the edge, you can now hear the sounds of rushing water. As you look down, it appears to be a waterfall. Almost in this figure 8 kind of shape, which is why you have 2 rooms, 2 circular rooms. There is a massive crystal in the center, pointing up, just barely touching the glass surface that protects you all from falling in. So you could stand on this surface. But there are lights from the crystal and little crystals that are all over this waterfall. And it almost spirals downwards and down and down. You can't even begin to fathom how deep this hole goes. But the water cycles down. This crystal points up, and it is one of the most beautiful and horrifying sights you may have ever seen in your life. You're not quite sure of the purpose. You don't think that it is man-made or creature-made. This had to be natural of some sort, a natural falls in the heart of a river underneath a building. This must be why they built here. And if this was considered the heart it can only lead you to assume that there is something with this crystal. And you've known that water can be neutralized using different minerals, that perhaps this crystal is what keeps the water clean and safe to drink. But it too seems untouched. Can't tell if it's functioning or not. It's a crystal. But there's no indication that there's been like a breach of this area. Everything seems secure in this particular spot of the building. And you are left with just standing on top of a waterfall that leads to who knows where.
Well,
That wasn't bad. That looks pretty good too. And I think Nemo's like looking over. Well, first off, when the doors are opening, they actually just reached out to both of them and kind of like held them back. And then once seeing it was, they dropped their hands and just sort of like peek over and look down.
Can I just look at it with like, this is a weird technology. Can I roll manipulate just to kind of vaguely guess what it does?
Yeah, go ahead.
I am in too much awe of this that I have no idea. Crystals.
I think that's a fair assessment. I think this is something. I mean, again, you can see it illuminate, so you could see the water rushing in, but then the light is just completely engulfed by darkness, and you have no idea how deep this goes. It's terrifying and yet also beautiful.
With that, I think Finn would just kind of get this uneasy, like, this is the too hard for me to grasp. And I think we should close it. I think we should close it.
okay.
All right. Do you think that's where we need to put the device? Probably not here because the water looks great here, but
Maybe there's more of the crystals. Maybe
that could be.
one of them's not working. If that happens, I don't know.
I don't understand this. I don't understand what this is. Like, you can kind of see that like Finn is kind of scared how and also in awe and excited, but I don't think this is where we need to go. I think this is I just
Okay. All right. Well, let's shut the door. So, you said is there a glass layer that's protecting us from falling in?
Yes.
Or like,
yeah, it's like
okay.
a viewing glass, right? So you are
Okay.
completely protected. Yeah, no one's gonna fall in or anything like that.
I think Nemo's still going to go over and hit the button again to just shut it.
And it does. You hear that mechanical sound again. And the grates close, sealing up once more the wonder of the fall underneath your feet. And because of the time check, I think we're going to end there today. It's a good place to stop. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for this adventure, friends. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that we got to see a friendly-ish face from someone's past. Friendly-ish. You had a couple challenge rooms that you all made it through. We had a back-to-back delve feature, which the exploration tiles are just really neat. a neat element of this game, but I could talk about that for a while. Let's go ahead and do our outros, though, and we'll go in reverse order. So, Calamity, how about you? Who are you? Where can we find you? What do you got going on? I'm not sure when this is going to air, but where can we find you in the very least?
So you can find me at Calamity Darling on all the things, mostly on Twitch. Hopefully around the time this comes out, I will be a bit more active on YouTube as well, which you can also find me at Calamity Darling there. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Banzai, what about you?
Hello, I am Banzai Baby here on Twitch, and then Banzai Baby on Twitter. Usually, you can find me on Twitch, but if you also want to find me on, like, I do various different role playing games on lots of other channels. So just follow me on the Twitters, the tweets, to keep up where we're at. And I do woodworking and make loud noises, and then also I cook reasonable. Fire alarms usually go off all the time. That's everyone cooks like that, right? Yeah, normal. But yeah, if you don't mind loud noises and weird stuff, come find me there.
All right, and Mo, how about you? What do you got going on? Where can we find you?
You can find me all over the internet at Serena Bezos, mainly on Twitter, not really on Instagram. I have a TikTok.
It's a good TikTok.
Yeah, thanks. But yeah, I just do mostly TTRPG stuff. If you want to see a lot more of my work, I work with Utopia. That's twitch.tv/Utopia TV. Or no, it's twitch.tv/Utopia. There we go. I got it. Utopia TV on the Twitters. But yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My name is Gnome. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Nomadic. I am your narrator here tonight. Thank you once again for these wonderful players who just bring so much heart into this kind of dark and sad yet also beautiful game. Shout out to Metal Weave Games for sponsoring this show and making it happen. I've been having a great time playing Hyperlight Drifter, and thank you to Friends Who Roll Dice who have been hosting us and Drax for putting this together. Thank you so much, buddy. We will see you all. Well, we're gonna go take a break and then jump in right to the next episode, but whenever this airs, have a very happy holiday season. Please be safe. If you have to go anywhere, wear masks, you boobs. Wear masks.
Get your shots.
Get your shots. Shot. All right. Bye. Okay, we're off.
Sweet.
All right. I need to pee really quick.